This old guy DIY video has to do with my first impression of the Starlink mounts for a Generation 3 unit. Now, a hot chick that I know had a Generation 2 Starlink unit. She lives out in the country, and she was really happy with it. And then one day it failed. There's a long story as to how she spent 4 days without Starlink, but now she has a Gen 3 unit that's just sitting on the ground in the backyard. She asked me to check out these mounts for sale in the Starlink store and suggest which one she should get. When I saw that they were charging $10 for these things, including shipping, it's obvious they're not trying to make any money on them. And to my surprise, these units they send are very heavy, what appears to be cast aluminum. So this is a nice heavy-duty solution, and this is the one that she'll use right now. The second mount they had includes stuff to mount to a roof rack on a vehicle. So this is a pretty heavy-duty deal also. And they even include the hardware, and they have a screwdriver. And they have a Torx driver and the Allen wrench that you need. So my first impression of this stuff is that it's very heavy-duty, very high quality, nice fit and finish, and I actually look forward to installing this for her. So if you get a Generation 3 unit and you're looking at how to freelance engineer it like I was, I had heard that the mount was $55 and she didn't want to spend $55, so I was going to make a plywood structure. But when I saw online it was $10 shipped, she ordered these things, they showed up. Today I'm going to install it. The hardware they include with the kit appears to be high quality stainless steel hardware. I will be mounting her unit on a post like this. I just have this one so I could set the size. So I cut a piece of 2x4, 8 inches long. I just used 1/4 inch by 1.5 leg screws. I used the washers that they gave us. And I wanted this to be modular so she can take it off the post. And also with this new Gen 3, you have to set the angle once you get it on there. So this thing will sit on the post like that. And I have some little angle L brackets that will go down here. So I can put those on the post. Then I can adjust this thing where it belongs. Shoot 2 screws in from the bottom and we'll be in action. To make installation of the post easy, I just put 1 screw in each side on these 2 L brackets. And I use this post just to establish size, so I see that I'll be in good shape. I can go over to the post where it'll be mounted, put a screw in on one side, mount the unit to the top, then I can power up the Starlink and set the angle. When you go to remove this little kickstand that was already on the unit, you just have to pick up back here. You see these 2 little detents. So when that's in place, you're just picking up enough to get it out of the detents and then pull it back and it slides out pretty easily. And to install the aluminum mount, I just plugged the cord in first and I went between the lower surface and the upper surface here. I plugged the cord in and then I set the mount here and just pushed forward and you'll hear the positive click when it falls into place. This is what the underside of the mount looks like. So having these metal L brackets in there, it made it easy for me to follow the directions provided on the app and angle the Starlink where it wanted to be. Now it says Starlink is aligned. So you can see I have the 2 screws in here. I have just 1 down there because there wasn't enough meat. I was thinking about putting a spacer in here, but since I have all 4 screws engaged on this side and this mount is very rigid, I think we're in good shape. So now I'll take and run the wire down under the deck and put that where it belongs. But I think now it's just a matter of taking out 3 screws if I have to remove the Starlink unit for any reason, and everything should be really easy. Part of their sales pitch for this thing is they say a weather-tight seal. But in my case, this is the south side. You can see there's nothing weather-tight about it. So I think I'll get some fiberglass bat and just tuck that in here. Try to keep the snow and rain and whatever else out of there. And up here, there's a little through hole, so I'm also going to put the cord up there to the top, put a zip tie on it, so there's no tension on the cord at any time. I wanted to have a drip loop in there, a point that's lower than the plug, so if moisture does get on this line, it doesn't run to the plug. So you can see how I kind of snake that cable around before I put my zip tie up here in the corner. My next step was to take a 13-gallon kitchen garbage bag, crumple it up and stick it in there, just so if snow and rain is blowing, it doesn't end up going right to the plug. The hot chick that lives here wasn't pleased with the look of this thing. when I had the 2x4 in the garbage bag showing. So I just cut a wedge out of pine, put a couple of screws in there. This screw just keeps the cable trapped. I'll worry about routing the rest of the cable later. But in the meantime, she has screaming fast speed. It's located where if there is a problem, she can access it on the ground. And I think this will be an upgrade. Thank you for watching.